If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
B.B. Comer, head football coach and athletic director Adam Fossett joins us this morning. Coach, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, we're right to starting with the summer workouts, and boy, the heat is hit, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah, no doubt. Yesterday was hot, so we were spoiled the first week. It was a little bit cooler.
So what do you do summer workouts?
Well, we have all of our athletes are there. So our male athletes start at 7 a.m. Our females start at 8:30. With our male athletes, so we go 7 to 8:30, and then they're able to eat breakfast. So the way it's set up.
Who takes care of the feeding, the cost and stuff?
So everything's done through the school.
Okay.
So our lunchroom provides breakfast and lunch every day. So our female athletes that want to eat, they come in before 8:30. They can eat around 8, and then they can go lift and get their workout in. Our guys lift first.
So girls lifting?
And then yes, yeah, no doubt. Our female athletes, they have all the opportunities our male athletes do.
Wow.
So some days they enjoy that, and some days they don't. But they're in the weight room, they're on the field running and doing conditioning and agility work and everything else. So you're not going to have a successful program in male or female sports if you're not conditioning, if you're not in the weight room and trying to get bigger, faster, and stronger.
Can you do football stuff?
You can. So after breakfast, we go back out. We'll go out in helmets and we'll do some 7-on-7 stuff. We'll do some offensive line. We'll do drill work and skill work and stuff like that. We can do anything as long as we're not in pads, and as long as we're not using sleds or dummies or anything like that. So it's the last summer we didn't get to do any 7-on-7 competitions, any OTAs where you can do 11-on-11 stuff just in helmets and stuff like that. So we didn't get an opportunity to do any of that last year, and I truly believe that's one reason that it hurt our passing game was. The year prior to that, we threw for over 1,000 yards. The past season, we had a better record, but we threw for a lot less yards. Mm-hmm. So, and it comes back to bite you in the playoffs, because if you can't, if all you're going to do is be able to run the ball, they're going to stack 8, 9, 10
They'll figure that out after a while.
Yeah, and they stack them in the box, then you're outnumbered, and they know they've kind of got you. So, we're going to use this summer to really get some competition in, get some 7-on-7 stuff in, some OTAs in.
I guess hydrating is key too, isn't it?
No doubt, yeah. And trying to explain to even my 12-year-old son, like, hey, you need to be drinking water. Like last night, drink water. You got to have it because you've lost all that water from yesterday. 2, you got to go on and prepare for today. And trying to get teenage kids to understand that is almost
invincible.
Yeah. So, it's a situation where some kids do throw up, and we had one yesterday that threw up, and he was like, "I'll never eat that again before I come to workouts." And I was like, "Yeah, and I always suggest to them, if you're going to eat something before, eat something light, eat a Nutri-Grain bar or a granola bar or something like that. Just have something on your stomach.
So don't eat pancakes?
Yeah, don't eat pancakes, don't eat. When I first started coaching years and years ago, this was probably 17 years ago, I was coaching in Georgia, and this kid just starts throwing up, and it's like red, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid's throwing up blood, and I go over there and I'm like, what is going on? Are you okay? And he was a big lineman guy, and he said, Coach, I ate chips and salsa this morning before I came to workouts. I was like, oh my gosh, chips and salsa. So,
goodness.
So, sometimes you have to learn from your own mistakes. You learn from that.
So how did the spring game go?
Spring was good. I think the big picture is what we wanted it to be. The discussion, the excitement of it, hey, Comer's going to play Sylacauga in a spring jamboree. Yeah. So, after the cost of officials and security, both programs, we split. I can't remember the exact number. I I know each program got like $3,900 or 38, so almost $3,900.
What you learn out of that?
So, you know, we got to see some guys do some things in some different positions that they hadn't been in. We've got to learn to be more resilient. We've got to learn to finish drives. You know, I feel like we played pretty well considering it was, you know, 8 practices and a walkthrough. But we have veteran guys, and my staff's been there a while. I thought Sylacauga did a good job with, you know, Coach Carter just coming in, them having 8 practices and preparing for that. So,
you know, Coach, I must say that was good to see B.B. Comer Sylacauga on the football field in competition again.
Yeah, I think it was I mean, it's good for this community. It's good to see 2 schools that are less than a mile apart be able to compete with each other, and afterwards, you know, be together and you know, tell each other good job and pray together, and then disperse and go about our ways. And it's a good thing when both programs are doing well. That's a good thing for this city.
No doubt about it. As the athletic director too at B.B. Comer, it's all about raising funds. I know you had a very successful golf tournament a few weeks ago too.
Yeah, so the Alumni Association put on their annual golf tournament. That was right before the spring game. And you know, 4 years ago, when I first came in, they were doing this, and they had about 10 teams. And they just kept building and building and building. And then this most recent tournament, they had 25 teams.
Wow.
So Alumni Association does a good job getting that going and getting people involved and teams signed up and things like that. So it's a huge fundraiser for them. And they do a good job putting all that money back into athletics and back into the program. And you know, they also do some scholarship stuff and things like that. I think they gave 3 $500 scholarships this year to some kids. So, you know, all of those monies go into helping the kids out.
You got Coca-Colas and you got sheets.
Yep.
What's this sheet sale?
You know, I try not to get talked into gimmicky stuff. And this guy called me, and it's through Adrenaline Fundraising, and he's like, "Look, I got this new thing. It's great." And I'm like, "All right, what you got?" And he's like, "It's bed sheets." I was like, "All right, well, come talk to me." And so he comes and talks to me, shows me the whole thing. I do my research because I'm like, give me 4 schools that did this that I can call right now.
I bet you've never sold bed sheets before, had you?
Never sold bed sheets. The crazy thing is, like, they are selling like hotcakes.
Wow.
Like, it's $49.95 for a set of sheets. And I don't know anything about sheets. I know I sleep on sheets. That's about it. I don't know about thread counts and all of those stuff. I know that the guy sent a set to us, and they're pretty good. But it's a microfiber. It's equivalent to an 1,800 count thread count sheet. I think they have like 16 different colors. A set is a flat, a fitted, and 2 pillowcases, and then you can buy extra pillowcases. They have anything from a twin all the way up to a California King in the sizes. And it's a lifetime warranty. So, you know, I guess if you use them for 15 years and a hole, you know, you get a hole in one of them, you can call them up and say, "Hey, you know, I need a replacement," and they'll send you a replacement. So, but it is like, I'm shocked at how well it's done. The cool thing about it is, we're never over. Like, the sheets aren't sent to me, and I have to divide it up and say, "All right, Billy, you sold these, and Tommy, you sold these," and so forth and so on. As soon as you order it, it's like ordering something online. Mm-hmm. You place your order, they're going to fill that order, and they're going to ship it to you. Mm. So it's really good for people that are in different states and different areas, and you know, utilize social media. Last night, I tagged like 100 and something people, and used my son's going to be in 7th grade. He's doing summer workouts, and I used his link, and I was like, "Look, this is the link for Max's thing," and the goal is for every athlete to raise $250. Mm-hmm. and that's every athlete in the school. So I feel like it's going to be a successful fundraiser for us. You know, Coke fundraiser was good for us. That was a football fundraiser. Coke fundraiser is a good fundraiser, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, anybody that's watching that has ordered, you know, there's been some issues with the COVID and getting certain products. You know, we had 300, right at 300 cases of different products that we don't have that they're supposed to be getting to us. And I've been in touch with them, and it's like Sprite Zero, all the Gold Peak teas, and Smart Water. And yesterday, I'm in a holding pattern because as of yesterday, a pallet of Smart Water was supposed to be coming from Montgomery to Jacksonville to fill our A's.
And you've been bouncing the basketball a little bit too, haven't you?
Yeah, so Coach Hale's got plenty of play dates going on. He's, let's say I had 2 last week. I want to say I have 2 this week. So the window's closing for all that. They have until the end of the month to do that. But yeah, they were at Chillsburg last week. They did 2 home events last week. So yeah, we're
some new
busy.
coaches added too.
Yeah, new coaches. So Coach Safford is taking over the softball program. He came in last year and coaches football for me, and has coached baseball at ACA and coached some softball at Dora before coming to us. And then Coach Steven Strickland has taken over our baseball program. He was in place last year. Last year was the first year for him, and Steven's no stranger to this area. Everybody, or pretty much everybody, I'm sure knows of him or has heard of him. Played baseball and football at Sylacauga, and then went and played football at Huntington. So you know, they're in place. We're fully staffed and full speed ahead. So
finally, before we go this morning, are there competitive play dates for the football team this summer?
Yes, we're working on some dates. You know, we're going to TR Millard June 29th and 30th. That's a 2-day deal, and we'll take all of our varsity guys down there. That's a big kind of a play date. We'll do 7-on-7s. We'll do some 11-on-11 stuff. We'll do some 1-on-1s.
Just helmets and shorts? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, just helmets and shorts. It gets pretty competitive, but we'll do that. We're trying to set up a date for a couple other, just kind of a informal deal with some other schools nearby. And then July 13th, we'll do the FCA 7-on-7 at Chillsburg. And July 15th, we're going to go to Sanford and do the 7-on-7
Very
at Sanford.
quickly, as we leave this morning, scheduling for this fall.
Yeah, the schedule's done. You know, we were supposed to play Dayville last year at the end of the season, and that's when that storm came through. We weren't able to play, and then we just couldn't work out a date. We couldn't work out a date on this year. Coach didn't want to play a Week 10 game. I was okay with that. We discussed Week 0, and he just couldn't make it work on his schedule. So we agreed to drop that contract. And I wanted to play 10 games. Like I just don't like playing 9 games.
Is that what you got, 9?
But no, we've got 10.
Okay.
We were looking for that 10th game, and Montgomery Catholic called and said, "Hey, look, we need a Week 0. I know Coach Johnson down there," and said, "Hey, look, we'll make it happen." So we're going to start out the season. We're actually going to play a Week 0 game. So we'll play Montgomery Catholic Week 0 at Montgomery Catholic.
You kind of picked a competitive opponent.
Well, we did. You know, they played in the state championship game last year. They've got a lot of that team coming back in the 3A state championship game. They got a lot of that teams coming back. You know, and I think it's a competition thing. You know, 3 years ago, I wouldn't have signed up for that. But now I think where we are as a program, I think where we are with our kids, that's something that we need to see right out of the gate. And we need to see how do we match up with one of the best 3A teams in the state as a 2A team, and then you know we learn from that, and then we go into Chillsburg, which will be a big week for us the following week.
The region opponents are the same.
And then region opponents are the same. So The homes are away and the aways are home. So we'll start out. We'll go to Lynette, or I'm sorry, Lynette will come to us.
Thankfully.
Yeah, and then we'll turn around and go to Lafayette the next week. So we get, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, we get Lynette at home, we get Rembrandt at home, Vincent, and Horseshoe Bend are at home. So.
And then you throw in Winterboro.
All right, we'll go to Winterboro.
Fayetteville.
Go to Fayetteville. Go to Randolph County. So we've got a few good travels, but a couple of our road games are close by. So Winterboro's right down the road, Fayetteville's right down the road.
Good opponents too. Good competition.
Yeah, good competition, especially in the region. I think Lynette's always solid. Lafayette's going to be really, really strong this year. They only lost a couple kids. Randolph County is always Randolph County. Ranburne was young last year, and they're Ranburne's they're old school. They're going to line up and hit you. So we're looking forward to it, man. The countdown is quick. Again, trying to explain that this summer doesn't last very long is about explaining that hydrating is important and nutrition is important to kids. They're like, oh no, the season's a long ways away. No, we're less than 70 days from kickoff, so we got to get ready and utilize this time to the best of our ability.
Well, listen, gonna be hot today. I noticed you got the close cut. Get a hat on the head.
Well, yeah, when you called and asked about being on the show, my wife said not with that hair. So she made me get a haircut last night, which my barber's never closed. So
Head football coach, athletic director Adam Fossett of BB Comer Tigers. Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
More Daybreak just ahead.